Welcome to Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. 17th ranked Virginia Tech and East Carolina. ESPN College Football presented by Cars.com. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. The Hokies coming off one of the biggest upset wins of the young college football season. Their defense a big reason why. 7 sacks last week against the Buckeyes in Columbus. Keep an eye on Justin Hardy of ECU. 114 catches last year, 19 already this year, going up against Kendall Fuller, excellent corner. And Michael Brewer, one of the big reasons behind that historic win last week. First road win for Virginia Tech against the top 8 team in school history. And the Hokies won the toss. They deferred. So they'll kick it away here and start on defense. There's the Conference USA Player of the Year, Shane Carden from last year. East Carolina now in the American Athletic Conference. They had a tough loss last week at South Carolina. See if the Pirates can bounce back today. Isaiah Jones is the deep man here for the Pirates. And nice move to the outside for Jones. And they finally drive into the ground at the 25. Alongside Brian Greasy, I'm Dave Pash. Tom Luganville down on the field. And Grease, after last week, everybody's talking about Virginia Tech. But on upset alert today. Well, I don't think they're on upset alert from the inside. I know Frank Beamer and this team, they know East Carolina very well, but their defense has to play well because East Carolina offensively is very good. With the matchup you talked about, Justin Hardy against Kendall Fuller in this game is going to be big. And the biggest difference on offense for Virginia Tech is they now have some playmakers. Michael Brewer pulling the trigger at quarterback. The last 4 times Virginia Tech has beaten the ranked team, they've lost the next game 3 times. And Carden with the first pass, and it's pulled in for a first down at the 35 by Justin Hardy. Carden is a senior from Houston, Texas. He is 2 touchdown passes shy of tying the school record, and they've had some good quarterbacks here who've gone on to NFL careers like David Garrard and Jeff Blake. Right off the bat, you see Shane Carden hooking up. Deep pass, one-on-one coverage, and a beautiful catch by Jimmy Williams. Had a tall corner at 6'2", Brandon Faison on the coverage, and it's pulled in by Williams for a 35-yard gain. You play Virginia Tech, you're going to have to make these tight plays in man coverage. Faison gets turned around. Great job by Jimmy Williams fighting back to the football. No safety in the middle of the field on that play. That's a key for Shane Carden to take a shot downfield. There might be some times we see the safety 25 yards downfield. Right now, Jarrett, the free safety out of your picture, he's dropping deep. Pass toward the other sideline. And Fuller running step for step with Worthy. Luther Matty had a little pressure that time. I love the approach by Lincoln Riley, offensive coordinator, coming into this game for East Carolina. You know that you've got to establish some tempo and some rhythm and get this team backed off of you at the line of scrimmage. So 2 back-to-back shots downfield. Well, one of the younger coordinators in college football, only 31, but he's had this position for 4 or 5 years now. Helping Ruff and McNeil turn this program around. They won 10 games last year. Quarterback run and a lane for Carden. Good tackle by Matty, tripping him up at the 30. Still got to about the 27 for 8 yards. We saw Virginia Tech last week play bare front. You see the Mike backer running through. Nice job by blocking up front by this East Carolina offensive line to get Shane Carden a little bit of wiggle room. We're going to see a lot of pressure from Virginia Tech up front, and that bear, we'll be watching it all game. And that Mike linebacker running through to try to get pressure on Shane Carden. Can this offensive line handle that? Virginia Tech on 3rd down has been fantastic. 3rd down and 2. Pressure off the edge, and it's batted up in the air and caught. And it's a first down. Running is Bryce Williams inside the 10 to the 5. Williams, after the rejection by Deion Clark, picked it out of the air and took off. Well, Williams misses the block on the outside, and if you're going to miss the block, you better do something to make up for it, and he's the beneficiary. They go back to the ground, and Allen inside the 5 to the 4 for about a yard. Now, Bryce Williams had a touchdown catch against the Hokies last year. He can make plays for them.
They need him. He's a changeup for this offense. 6'6", 250 pounds. Especially in the red zone in these areas, he is a big target. Lined up in the slot.
Well, as we mentioned, Carolina got down here last week against the Gamecocks. Couldn't finish the drive. What'll happen here? Carden throwing a fade, and it's caught. It's a touchdown. It's Bryce Williams.
Carden's pass completed the end zone. It's number 80, Bryce Williams, for the touchdown.
So unlike last week, East Carolina able to capitalize on a great drive. And he got that foot down. Maintain possession of the ground. Touchdown, ECU.
It's just a great matchup. They put him in the slot on Dietrich Bonner, the safety, and it's just a height advantage. Great play design by Lincoln Riley. Good throw and a good catch.
Bryce Williams, no catches through the first 2 games, but 2 big plays in that drive, including the catch off the deflection.
Couldn't have been a better start for East Carolina. Right down the field, aggressive against this Vatech defense. No problem in the red zone this week.
If you missed it, video of the touchdown is now posted on the SportsCenter app. Available on your mobile devices and tablets whenever you need it. 4-yard touchdown catch by Williams. And on that drive for the quarterback, Carden, he was 4 of 5 for 71 yards. Now Warren Harvey will kick it deep for East Carolina. Ruffin McNeil in his 5th season played at East Carolina for Pat Dye. He was at Texas Tech for a while, and former Texas Tech quarterback Michael Brewer we'll see right now as he comes on the field for Virginia Tech as their quarterback. Be a touchback coming out to the 25. Let's bring in Tom Luganbill.
Well, guys, offensive coordinator Scott Loeffler for Virginia Tech has got a luxury that most coaches don't have. 2 tight ends in Ryan Malik and Bucky Hodges, both 6'5", 6'6". Expect this offense to be in 12 personnel or 22 personnel, which means at all times 2 tight ends will be on the field. And expect number 7, Bucky Hodges, to be split out in a variety of alignments. He's a mismatch between the numbers, stressing the seams. 2 tight end offense for Virginia Tech is going to be big today.
They combined for 17 catches, 2 touchdowns this season. And here is Michael Brewer throwing to the outside, and it's incomplete. True freshman Isaiah Ford, the intended receiver. Well, as mentioned, Brewer was at Texas Tech. He graduated there, transferred, able to play immediately. They went from one of the biggest quarterbacks in the country, Logan Thomas, at 6'6", 350, one of the smaller ones. He might be 200 pounds, might be 6 feet tall, Michael Brewer, but he can play.
He's been a good fit for Virginia Tech. Took a bunch of hits last week in Columbus.
Big throw out on the flat here to Willie Byrne. Not much running room up the sideline. Out at the 29-yard line, a gain of 4.
We were talking with Scott Loeffler, the offensive coordinator. He said Brewer was pretty sore after last week. That's a good defensive front at Ohio State that he went up against, but he kept getting hit, but getting back up. And I think he earned a lot of respect from his teammates for the way that he played in Columbus last week. And they need this quarterback position to be stable if they want to get to the ACC championship.
They got Georgia Tech next week. They don't play Clemson or Florida State in the regular season. Brewer gets leveled as he throws deep and overshot the intended receiver. Going for Bucky Hodges. They brought Brandon Williams with pressure, and he nailed Brewer backside.
Yeah, well, it's more of the same for Brewer, getting hit by this East Carolina defense. You see it 4 weak on the weak side. Nobody to account. Sam Rogers, the fullback, took one of them, but nobody to account for the linebacker. And East Carolina comes out impressive on the first drive offensively and get a 3-and-out on defense.
We wondered about the hangover effect for Virginia Tech after beating Ohio State. I guess we could have mentioned it for East Carolina too. After that tough loss, how would they respond? Losing on the road, a game they felt they should have won at South Carolina. It's a short punt. It did not hit an East Carolina player, so the Pirates will have possession at their 30-yard line. How about the ECU defense there on that opening drive after what Virginia Tech did against Ohio State last week? But they're down 7-0 to East Carolina. And a drop at the 40-yard line by Jimmy Williams. That would have been at least a 15-yard gain.
Well, East Carolina has come out and played about as good as they can until that drop there, but it wasn't surprising. And talking with Ruffin McNeil yesterday, he said his team put the South Carolina loss away almost immediately on the bus. They were already preparing for Virginia Tech.
Well, there was a lot of movement there as Carden throws deep, single coverage, and another grab made downfield. This one by Cam Worthy inside the Hokie 25 and thrown it Faison again. 48 yards.
Second time they've thrown the ball at Faison, and Faison has been out of position. That time stumbling. Worthy is a big wide receiver, 6'3", 220 pounds.
Off play action, out on the flat to Hardy. Nice move. Brought down at the 15-yard line. Gain of 8, second and short coming up.
This is the first time this season that Virginia Tech has seen this kind of passing offense at this speed. East Carolina will go as fast as possible. That's what Ruffin McNeil was telling us, and right now it's taking its toll. No safety in the middle of the field.
And they stack the box here. And the pass deflected again as they brought the safety, Kyshawn Jarrett. So incomplete, 3rd and 2.
One thing you know about Bud Foster is if somebody starts to have success, he will make adjustments immediately. You see Williams, the linebacker, comes on a rat blitz, gets a finger on that ball. If he didn't, Fuller might have got a finger on it.
So 2 balls that have been deflected, but one of them was caught by Bryce Williams. Bud Foster, longtime defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech. So he dials up here in 3rd and 2. Again, no safety in the middle of the field.
Yeah, now Carden sees it. He's going to check, but Bud Foster's going to check the defense now. You see Jarrett go back in the middle of the field.
Carden with time. End zone. Touchdown. True freshman Trevon Brown. And it is 13-0 East Carolina.
The entire week after the South Carolina loss, the conversation about Shane Carden was not being able to pull the trigger in the red zone. He missed 2 last week. First 2 drives of this game, he has been dead on.
That drive took less than a minute. And it carved up the Hokie defense. And it's 14-0.
Harvey's kick is good.
Played less than 5 minutes, and it's the Pirate offense that is the story here. They've already got 150 yards of offense on Virginia Tech. Well, Reese, here it's 14-0, and it's East Carolina with the lead as Faison been targeted a couple times on deep balls. As Virginia Tech already given up 2 touchdown passes and 141 yards through the air. Gonna be another touchback. We'll come out to the 25.
For the end zone for a touchback, first down.
You mentioned Faison getting beat at the top of your screen. It's just a simple post route. You're going to see the linebacker gets affected by the play action, and Faison's playing inside technique. There's no way he should get beat inside with inside technique. And as a corner for Bud Foster, when you play corner, you know you're going to be on an island, and you know that sometimes you're going to get beat. But Faison has got beat 3 times already in this first quarter. He's got to have a short memory, come back out, because they're going to continue to go after him.
Going to be a run play. Marshawn Williams, one of 2 true freshman tailbacks for Virginia Tech. He gains about 3.
Now down here, Guy, a lot of controlled enthusiasm is what I would call it on the East Carolina sideline. They are focused. They understand that they're going to be in a dogfight. There's a lot of confidence. And on those contested matchups downfield, right now East Carolina feels like they can win one-on-one when that ball's in the air.
Well, these games aren't too big for Shane Carden in East Carolina. Here's Dion Newsom, who did well against Ohio State running the ball. They bring him on the jet sweep, and he gets to the 32 for 6 yards. 3rd down coming up.
This is an important drive for Virginia Tech, an important 3rd and 3 or 4 coming up right now, because their defense and Bud Foster trying to make adjustments on the sideline. You give them some time to get a breather. This is where Michael Brewer in 3rd down situations against Ohio State killed him with his mobility and his feet.
He got hit, though, with pressure on the last third down. Maybe forced a high throw. Brewer steps up and sacked. Couldn't get away from the Pirates that time. Monteith Overton, who had 6 sacks a year ago, he was in the backfield for the Pirates.
Give Rick Smith, defensive coordinator, credit. Take a look at the contain of the rush. They're going to come in, nowhere to go downfield for Michael Brewer, but they don't let him get through that crack right there. Great job by East Carolina defense and containing on third down.
You know, we were talking about Virginia Tech. Everybody talking about Virginia Tech. People starting to even look at the schedule. Can they go undefeated? You wonder if the players were hearing that, and they were thinking it too, based on what we've seen here in the first 6 minutes. Line drive punt. Hardy waits for it on the 32. And Hardy spins out of a couple tackles, trying to get the corner. And he can't. Thrown out of bounds, short of the 30-yard line. Chase Williams chased him down.
East Carolina's been hearing all about Virginia Tech's defense all week. They had something to say about it. Back-to-back 3 and outs.
Well, those words, be careful, were used by your partner in Thursday night, Mark Mahan, talking about this game.
Yep.
And look what we got. 14-0 East Carolina. Carden back to work. Wide receiver screen is thrown wide, and the intended target, Trevin Brown.
I think we see our first adjustment from Bud Foster. He realizes Brandon Faison is struggling a little bit with confidence, so he's subbed Donovan Riley, the backup corner, who's a junior from Baltimore, Maryland, has come in for Brandon Faison. Sometimes you just need to give a guy a break to watch him on the sideline, get his head right, because Faison has struggled.
Tech showing as if it's going to bring pressure. They got a safety about 30 yards downfield.
If I'm Shane Carton, I'm going right after the new corner.
They run it, and Breon Allen has a first down and more. Out near midfield. Now, does he see the safety deep and then run the football because you only have 10 guys to defend that?
Absolutely. If you see that Bud Foster's not going to come after you, take a chance and run the football. And I love the approach. You can see Virginia Tech is playing the pass, and that opened up the lanes for the running game. Shot at that New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah, BYU schedule the rest of the way isn't great.
No.
Carden on first down. Here comes pressure, and Carden, beautiful throw and catch. Hardy on the reception, a first down. Kendall Fuller was covering. Hardy's been all over the place again today.
Great timing. This ball comes out of Shane Carden's hand before Hardy comes out of his break. A back shoulder throw. You see a confident offense right now. Shane Carden pulling the trigger.
Hardy 3 catches already, 22 on the year, 114 last year. Justin Hardy, #1 among active players in catches in the country. And they're running the ball to Corey Hunter to the 40-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain on the ground.
We were talking with Shane Carden yesterday, and he said, you know, last year Virginia Tech got in our head. We were so concerned about what they were doing that we didn't focus on what we were supposed to do. Evidently, that's worked so far in this game.
And he's going to go deep here. Single coverage with Fuller. And there's a flag. That might be interesting to see who they call it on, because Hardy, there were a couple jabs toward the cage of the defender, Kendall Fuller.
Well, Fuller just ran him right out of bounds, and if you do that, that's a penalty.
Pass interference, defense number 11. That would be accepted. Automatic first down.
As a corner, you can't run a guy out of bounds, and Fuller is one of the best in the business at this. You take away, you see some push in there, but you take away that angle, and there's too much going on right there. It's a good call.
So again, East Carolina inside the 30, where the Pirates did not convert in the first quarter last week at South Carolina. They're making plays today. Boy, they can get up 21-zip.
Look out.
And 2 tight ends. Have we seen that yet from East Carolina? Carden over the middle. Broken up. Incomplete. Donovan Riley stuck his hand in there.
Well, Donovan Riley, we knew they were going to take their shots on him eventually. He gets a hand in there. Very well done. He's playing off coverage, breaks on the in-breaking route. They'll give him some confidence coming out and playing for Brandon Faison.
Davon Grayson, the intended receivers, and on 2nd down and 10.
Anytime East Carolina wants to just throw the ball in a hitch on the outside, it's there for the taking. Every shot they take shouldn't be downfield.
Pressure off the edge, and Carden's pass incomplete at the 18-yard line. Tried to hit Bryce Williams again, and Kendall Fuller was covering in the corner. 3rd down.
Well, that's why people think, a lot of people think Kendall Fuller might be the best corner in college football. He comes out on Bryce Williams, who's 6'6", 250, and Fuller runs 6 foot, but knows how to play the ball in the air.
Brother Kyle, 1st-round pick of the Bears. He's the 4th Fuller brother to play at Virginia Tech.
One-on-one coverage on the bottom of the screen down here. That's Justin Hardy on Kendall Fuller.
3rd down and long. Carden looking that way all the way. And it's a 1st down inside the 15. A broken tackle at the 10. And finally, Brown, who already is a touchdown in the 1st quarter, takes it to the 2-yard line.
First slip screen that we have seen. Very well done. Donovan Riley, you see, gets lost. He follows that receiver to the outside, and that gives huge lane on the inside. Good game.
Off play action, lob to the back of the end zone. Almost a great catch by Bryce Williams, who had about 7 inches on the guy covering him, Derek DiNardo.
That was almost an unbelievable catch. Give credit to DiNardo, the linebacker. He was beat, but he didn't give up on the play and had an impact on whether he caught that ball. That's where you really want to be able to run the football into the end zone, but this offense is not set up with a power back to run, so we'll probably see 3 straight passes.
Carden, fade to this side, and incomplete. Justin Hardy, defended by Chuck Clark, could not pull it in. It's 3rd and goal.
Looked like Justin Hardy tried to catch that with one hand. He was engaged. No, he had 2 hands in there. Just slipped through. Another great ball. That's 2 perfect throws on fade routes from Carden.
You expect another fade or something different? 3 in a row here. They've thrown.
I'd go to Worthy, 6'3", 220 at the top of the screen.
That's what they did on the 2nd down play. Instead, they're rolling this side, and it's caught. Touchdown! Isaiah Jones able to stretch out, and it's 20-0 East Carolina.
Great effort from Isaiah Jones. First of all, to catch that ball thrown high, to secure it, and then to reach before the knee goes down. That ball's clearly crossed the goal line.
Ready, and therefore when the knee went down, the ball was over. The play's over. It's a touchdown.
I think that's a good call.
So 3 touchdown passes in the 1st quarter by Shane Carden. 7 different receivers have caught passes, and Bud Foster, who was the talk of college football last week, he'll be challenged for the remainder of this game to try to stop this East Carolina offense. Well, we talked in our meetings, Brian, Tom, and I, about we expected a good game, knew how good after watching film East Carolina was, but this is surprising for Virginia Tech defensively to get carved up like this.
Well, that's what happens. You get a good quarterback that is confident. And Virginia Tech, with all the talent that they have coming into this game and all the confidence that they had coming into this game, Shane Carden is not going to back down. After what happened a year ago, you knew that he was going to be prepared to play in this game.
He's been trailed by 21 points at any point in the 1st quarter in a decade. And think how many good teams they've had here. Now, last couple years, a 15-11 record. And after the win against Ohio State, just being here today, a lot of Virginia Tech people say, man, that felt like the old days, that win at Ohio State. Again, you wondered, did they forget, hey, we got a good team we got to play today?
But that was an Ohio State team that couldn't throw the football. This is an East Carolina team that probably in the top 5 in college football throwing the football.
Yeah. Williams again running right this time and brought down in the backfield at the 38-yard line by Jonathan White. A loss on the play of 2 or 3.
We see both of these freshman running backs, and we're talking with Scott Leffler there, talking with him. He's excited about the talent they have at the running back position, but they also now quietly here in Blacksburg are starting to assemble pieces on offense. 2 tight ends in Bucky Rogers and Ryan Malik that are playmakers that present matchup problems for defenses, and a signal caller in Michael Brewer, who's a gamer, making plays.
Inside a minute to go here in the first quarter. Brewer on 2nd and 12, in trouble again and brought down. Fred Presley in the backfield. Well, the Virginia Tech offensive line, bit of a question mark, and they're getting beat up front right now.
But this ball's got to come out. You see Bucky Rogers on the right side of your screen, number 7. Put that ball up on the outside, man-to-man coverage with the tight end who's 6'6". You can't ask those offensive linemen to block forever. That ball has to come out on time and on rhythm, and Michael Brewer is holding it too long.
Would you agree, though, the line of scrimmage has been won by East Carolina?
Absolutely.
3rd down and 17 after back. So you get first down, the first one of the quarter, and then you go negative plays the next 2 plays. And here comes pressure again. Long throw, Brewer, incomplete. Isaiah Ford was the intended receiver. Maurice Falls got pressure on the quarterback. And that's the end of the first quarter. The East Carolina sideline is going crazy after the way the Pirates played in the opening period. 3 touchdown passes by Shane Carden. They've got 205 yards of offense, 174 through the air for 1 quarter here in Blacksburg. A.J. Hughes punting, and Hardy does get out of the way, and it takes a tap bounce inside the 15. Tom Logan built down on the field, keeping an eye on that line of scrimmage.
Well, Virginia Tech in the offensive line has struggled. I think they struggled for the last few years. And if you notice East Carolina, they're getting pressure with a 4-man rush. They're not having to bring a lot of blitzes, a lot of dogs. So when it comes down to it, Michael Brewer is struggling to see the field. That is the struggle right now. I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see Scott Leffler, the offensive coordinator, start to move the launch point a little bit with Michael Brewer, get him out of the pocket, change the viewpoint for him from the field's vantage point.
That's a great point, Luke. He's only 6 feet tall. When you got a big rush, start to look down at the rush.
Here's Shy McKenzie on first down, and brought down by Bigger after a gain of 2 or 3. A 2nd down and 7. Will that decision by Ruffin McNeil not to take the points there and make it a 24-0 game come back to haunt them? Will it be a turning point here? Potential momentum swing as Fred Presley is shaken up for ECU.
I think it's only going to be a factor if Virginia Tech goes down and scores a touchdown on this drive and makes it a 2-score game.
Drive started at their 11. McKenzie again, and he gets leveled as Brandon Williams came flying in there. Minimal gain. Big Terry Williams in there too. 3rd down. Virginia Tech 1 of 6 on 3rd down.
Terry Williams is having an effect. Take a look. You see the linebacker Williams, and the offensive line can't get past Terry Williams to get a block on the linebacker. He's having an impact and made a huge difference in this game. He doesn't make every play, but he eats up blockers. And right now, Virginia Tech can't get to the 2nd level to take care of the linebacker.
Tech couldn't block him last year, even though the Hokies won that game. They play East Carolina pretty much every year. Been one-sided of late, and it's one-sided today, but all in favor of East Carolina. Pass over the middle is picked off. There's a penalty flag, but likely a hold. The interception by Hawkins, and it'll be East Carolina ball.
Holding on the offense for the 63. Only will be declined. First, East Carolina.
You mentioned, would it be a turning point? going for it on fourth down for East Carolina, but Michael Brewer, take a look. Let it roll, guys. You can't make these kinds of decisions backed up in your own end zone, trying to throw the ball late across the middle, across your body. I mean, that is cardinal rule number one for a quarterback. Rolling to your right, trying to throw back to the left across the middle of the field. That's the kind of decision that Michael Brewer hasn't had in this early season that will kill Virginia Tech.
Carden with a ton of running room inside the 10. He fumbles the ball. It's loose at the goal line and recovered by Kendall Fuller. Virginia Tech will take over. Dwayne Alford hacked it out, and the Hokies get it back.
Wow, Carden's got all kinds of running room. Tries to make a move back to the inside. And I think you're right. He didn't feel like he was going to get hit from behind. It kind of surprised him right there. The ball comes out. He's trying to make a move on the corner. Big break for Virginia Tech.
So midway through the second quarter, it remains 21-0 East Carolina.
And you got
6 minutes to go. Brewer coming up back-to-back interceptions. They're going to keep it on the ground here. Williams out to the 24-yard line, a gain of 4 for the true freshman from Hampton, Virginia. So here's the answer.
Stay in the SEC.
What do you think?
Stay in the SEC, right? Steve Spurrier and there you go, Bear Bryant. Phil Fulmer, that's the one that a lot of people may not have got.
A big drive for him and the Hokies. Going to throw it out into the flat here to Newsom, who's a good runner after the catch. He gets to the 35, so third down and about 3 here.
And there it is. That's just what Lugs was talking about. Get him a completion, a little slip screen, maybe a break a tackle and get a first down. Problem is East Carolina's defense is playing lights out. They're chasing. They talked about on the call with their defensive coordinator, Rick Smith, the athleticism. At every position, they feel like they've gotten faster, and they're just running down receivers and backs right now.
Just 1 of 8 on third down. This is one you think you have to have. Third down and 3. Brewer. And he got it. It's caught by Ford at the 40-yard line. And Hawkins already has 2 interceptions covering him. Move the chains, though.
So with Ryan Malik on the sideline, you really are dependent on Bucky Rogers and this guy, Isaiah Ford. Coaches love his athleticism. His hands are great. Very sharp, intelligent young player. Just a true freshman out of Jacksonville. Once he gets some weight, it's only 175 pounds. Once he gets a little bit of weight on him, he's going to be a heck of a player.
Brewer with a deep set here. And he's got Ford again across the middle. And Ford is near another first down. And he did get it, so they'll stop the clock to reset the ball. They also have 2 timeouts left here. Final stages of the first half, down 21-0.
Sometimes a quarterback, for their confidence, they need the 2-minute drill. This is an opportunity with 2 timeouts, as you said, for Michael Brewer to get a little bit of momentum back, a little confidence.
Four-man rush, and Brewer waits and now throws complete to his fullback as Rogers breaks tackles inside the 20, inside the 10. Finally, Hokies on the board. Touchdown, Tech. A 50-yard catch and run by the fullback, former walk-on Sam Rogers.
Let's see him tightrope the sideline. Brandon Williams right here is going to get a push on him. I think he's in there. Let it go. Yeah, I think he's in, guys.
Oh, did he step out there with the right foot?
Yeah, the right foot, but the heel looked like it was up.
The left foot looked like he was in, but right there,
yeah,
I think he might be out.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
That's the 34-yard line of his heels down.
We're definitely going to take a look at this.
Still have time to score. 1:14 left, but
Plays under further review.
Yeah, let's watch the left foot, which again I think he's in there.
Yeah, that's in.
But how about here, the right foot?
Yeah, that's
and
it.
then there, he's out.
Oh yeah,
he's out.
There it is.
Further review. The runner stepped out of bounds with 34-yard lines. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 19 seconds.
So they got it right. Put 5 more seconds on the clock. Spotted at the 34.
I'd come out right here, Dave, and try to take a shot downfield with Bucky Hodges, their 6'6" tight end.
Clock starts on the snap. (21-0) East Carolina. 3 touchdowns through the air for the Pirates. Long throw by Brewer, and he threw it over the head of Stanford. 2nd down. And again, Hawkins was defending. Hawkins has already gotten Brewer twice for picks. That start getting in your head as a quarterback when a guy's picked you off twice already in a game? You a little nervous about when you throw it over there?
I'm nervous when you throw it anywhere. I mean, you know, you throw 2 picks the way that Michael Brewer has, but right now, this series, he's had a little bit better rhythm and accuracy.
Trying to set up a screen here, and it's Hodges on the middle screen. Got the first down to the 20-yard line. Jonathan White on the tackle. It's good play.
That's good design. The tight end middle screen. They want to throw it to him as many ways as possible. Downfield in the screen game. He runs, as we said, he runs 4.5, sub 4.5. You get the ball in his hands, he can make plays.
Inside a minute to go. Clock running after they reset the ball. Here comes blitz up the middle. Brewer has to get rid of it and almost caught. It was caught. Touchdown by Isaiah Ford. There's a penalty flag as well. Man, what a throw by Brewer. And Ford with an incredible catch. Wow.
Look at Ford here.
Passes experience. Defense number 4.
Wow, that's like Spider-Man right there. That's unquestionable. He gets a hand underneath there. Corrals it with the right hand.
Is the ball on the ground, and does he have control? Did it hit the ground, and did he have control of it?
I thought that was a good call. That kind of effort, that was a great call.
Great catch. And Virginia Tech is on the board. 21-7 after Joey Sly hits the point after. But it's only a 14-point game, and Virginia Tech will start the second half on offense. That guy, Terry Williams, a sight for sore eyes for East Carolina. He was making plays on that D-line. All right, let's check in with Tom.
Coach, finally some positive results there in the second quarter for your offense. Seem to be struggling in the offensive line. What kind of adjustments can you make to help ease the transition into the second half for Michael Brewer?
Well, I think we got going in the right direction here, but this is a good football team. This East Carolina crowd, they're good. That quarterback, you know, we're going to have to play some more jump balls in the second half. That's the way we play, and that's the way they play. So we got to come out on those jump balls.
A lot of man-to-man, you jump balls, contested matchups. Any thought of mixing in some zone concepts, changing things up in the second half?
Yeah, we're changing up a little bit. But I think the other thing is we got to, I thought our guy, if you just look back and went for the ball, maybe had an interception in the first 2, really. And so I think we just need to improve our technique some, too.
All right, Coach, go get him.
Okay.
Well, no, Brian Greasy does not want to give Mark May credit for putting Virginia Tech on upset alert, but Mayday was right. Back to Mark, Lou, and Reese, the Lexus halftime report.
Not right.
Here in Blacksburg, it is 21-7, East Carolina leading Virginia Tech. Watch at the ACC on ESPN. 3 touchdown passes given up. And as bad a half from a pass defense standpoint for Virginia Tech, statistics bear that out, that the Hokies have had in a decade.
Yeah, it's been really bad, but I think what's happened is 2 things. East Carolina is making plays downfield, and then their defense has really stepped up. Take a look. There's no safety in the middle of the field for Virginia Tech. We know that's how Bud Foster likes to play at times. So Shane Carter's just throwing the football up. You can see that's almost like a punt. Just go down there and make a play. That time it was on Donovan Riley. This time they're going to take it at Faison. Take a look at the shot here. downfield, just go up and make a play. That has been consistent from East Carolina at the wide receiver position. Then defensively, they have gotten after Michael Brewer continually, and this takes its toll on a quarterback. And I think that's why you saw those 2 interceptions in the first half from Michael Brewer. But all that being said, Virginia Tech's still in this game because of that last drive before half.
And also East Carolina, 3 straight possessions inside the 25-yard line, came away with nothing. And thinking about it is Coleman. He'll take it out across the 10, and that was a mistake. Lost 10 yards essentially. Would have had it at the 25 had it been a touchback. Let's take a look at our first half stats brought to you by the U.S. Navy. How about 294 passing yards and the 370 total yards, the most allowed by the Hokies in any half since 2004. And last week, Virginia Tech with the huge road win against Ohio State, one of the biggest upsets of this young college football season. Only 19 rushing yards today. East Carolina thought that it should have beaten South Carolina on the road last week, but they can get back in the group of 5 best conversation with a win today. Here's Newsome on the jet sweep, and a good play on first down out near the 28. 8 yards on the carry. Let's check in with Tom down on the field.
Well, good news for Virginia Tech on offense. Ryan Malik, the tight end, is back. He strained his left knee in the first half. He was out here warming up. Just started off the third quarter there, involved in the run game. They want to get both these tight ends ready to roll to make this offense function properly.
And Hodges had a big play at the end of the first half. They're able to get the first down here with Williams powering past the marker at the 25. But to Luke's point, and this is something you touched on early, Grease, Malik, it's a difference maker if he's healthy.
Yeah, he's an important part of this offense. You see the brace on his knee there. Such a versatile player in the running game, blocking for these running backs, but in the passing game, he's their #1 target. He and Hodges, they need those 2 guys to make plays in the second half if they're going to get back from a 14-point deficit.
Brewer throws it out to Byrne on first down and wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play. Dominique Lennon on the tackle.
Challenge for Virginia Tech on offense is when you can't block a 4-man defensive line in the run game or the pass game, you really got to find smoke and mirrors. And that's the challenge ahead of Michael Brewer and Scott Leffler, the offensive coordinator. You got to throw the ball on the perimeter, run the ball on the perimeter, misdirection. That's really all they have left.
Here's McKenzie, and he's able to find a hole and drive through the defender to the 48-yard line. So a 6-yard pickup. Now, the one guy they haven't been able to block is Terry Williams, who's been all over the place defensively. They found a hole that time, so it's third down and about 5. Ryan Malik going in the game here for Virginia Tech. He had Williams off the field. Third down and 5. Michael Brewer, transfer from Texas Tech, 3rd career start. Brewer's pass is dropped again by Stanford. That would have been a first down. He's dropped 2 passes already this half. That's twice now Tech has been around midfield here in the third quarter and had to punt both times.
I tell you, Josh Stanford's got to make these plays. You're struggling on offense. Ball's there. It's right in front of you. Fall down for a first down. These are the kinds of plays that, you know, as a quarterback, you start to lose confidence in your wide receiver, and all of a sudden you drop something like that. The ball's not going to come your way very much longer.
Justin Hardy, who changed his gloves at halftime. He had gold gloves on in the first half. Didn't get a chance at the return. Not a good punt. East Carolina will have the ball around the 22 when we come back. 5 tackles, a sack. And again, he has not been in there every down, so he's made the most of his reps. Carden on first down over the middle. And a sliding catch by Isaiah Jones at the 28. So a 5-yard pickup on first down. And again, they go quickly to the line, substitute quickly as well. One of Virginia Tech's problems is first down defense. ECU's getting good chunks on first down, either on the ground or through the air. VTech was an upset alert, and speaking of alert, look out as he cannon backside takes down the quarterback Carden for a big sack on second down. It'll be 3rd and long.
Well, here's Ecanem right here. He's going to go right around the left tackle, Ike Harris. Ike Harris is a big man, but Ecanem with a little bit of speed. You know, we were talking during the break. The big concern for East Carolina is not to lose in the second half. They've come out running the football. First 3 out of the first 4 possessions they had, they scored touchdowns. In the 7 possessions since, they've done nothing on offense.
Had some chances but could not finish drives. Turned it over on one drive. They're just going to run it, and Anthony Scott pays for it. Kenny Canham has come alive here. Daddy Nicholas, normally very explosive, has not made a lot of plays today, but Kenny Canham all over the place. 4th down. They'll have to punt from their own end zone. And Virginia Tech should get good field position.
You know, Virginia Tech has struggled on offense. They're starting to get it revved up a little bit on defense, but we know Virginia Tech and their calling card with their head coach Frank Beamer has always been special teams. They need some kind of play in the second half on special teams to get back in this game.
And they got 3 men deep in case of a short punt. They don't come after the punter. He gets off a good one, but it's returnable. Stroman with some green in front of him. Flag comes down, and Stronum ran into his own man. So this is going to work out really well for East Carolina. Virginia Tech's going to be backed up around its 30-yard line after this penalty.
During the return, lock in the back on the return team in 32. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
So 5:22 remaining. Virginia Tech's defense has played better since the first quarter. Can their offense get it going? They're down 14. Brewer's thrown for 132 yards. They run it again on 1st down, and boy, if Williams can shake that tackle, he might still be going. Dietrich Allen saved a big play. Still, it's a 9-yard gain on 1st down.
Yeah, and that's what they need. 1st down efficiency to stay ahead of the sticks in the down and distance so that you're not trying to throw the ball 3rd, 8, 9, and 10 every single series. That counter play has been the best running play that Virginia Tech has had in this game with Marshawn Williams.
True freshman, Hampton, Virginia. They're going to throw it here, and it's dropped. Was that behind the line? Incomplete. No, it was a forward pass. They could look at it, though. There was an immediate recovery by East Carolina. Let's see. I think it was forward, though.
Yeah. You can see they're trying to get the ball to Cameron Phillips. Yeah, I think that's a good call. True freshman Cam Phillips says. You can see the youth in this offense with Isaiah Ford, true freshman, Cam Phillips, true freshman, and 2 backs. So there's a lot of youth on this offense for Virginia Tech.
Got the heavy package out here. 3 men in the backfield for 3rd down and a yard. Williams got the 1st down and more. Finally wrestled out of bounds at the 31. So they get 20 yards. They needed 1.
Give credit to Sam Rogers, the fullback. Here he is. He's going to come and lead on the block. Opens up a big hole right there for Marshawn Williams. They need to get this rushing attack going, and they need Marshawn Williams and Sean McKenzie to carry the load.
Nearing 3 to play here in the 3rd. Isaiah Ford got a block. Gets to the 26-yard line. See if that goes down as a forward or backwards pass. It was close. Lamar Ivy on the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Throwing on the perimeter more.
Yeah, they've been throwing that ball out on the perimeter. This is a perfect area of the field for a little trick play from Virginia Tech. Maybe a wide receiver screen throw or something of that nature.
Maybe they're setting it up with those throws out to the flat. 2nd down and 5. And here's Williams inside the 10-yard line, close to the 1st down. Might be a half-yard short. Brandon Williams on the tackle, so here they are, 3rd and 1 again.
3rd and 1. Bring in Sam Rogers, your fullback. Bring in tight end, 2 tight ends. Last time they were in 3rd and short, they ran the zone right off tackle, and they allowed Rogers to be the lead back. I don't anticipate anything different here.
11th play of the drive.
Got to take care of Terry Williams, though, 54 right in the middle.
Caleb Ferris, the center, was at trouble with him. Williams. And a little lunge forward will be close. Dominic Lennon on the tackle.
Terry Williams in the backfield
Man.
again.
He's shaking his head as if to say they can't block me.
I keep pounding it right here, Dave. You've converted 2 3rd and shorts with power football. The counter is starting to bear results. You start the 4th quarter, you need to punch this ball inside the 10 on the ground.
You go back to the 2nd quarter. East Carolina was up 21-0 and had 3 straight times they're inside the Tech 25, came away with nothing. Now we get a ball game, perhaps. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Virginia Tech, after only 19 rushing yards in the first half, started to move the ball on the ground, 59 yards in that quarter. And they're going to run it here to Isaiah Ford. He's inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4. 2nd and goal from there.
Getting into this area of the field where they bring Bucky Hodges, their 6'6" tight end, back into the fold here. He's a target in the red zone if they get matched up one-on-one coverage.
Marshawn Williams this time, nothing, lost a yard. And you had Bigger in there.
Knocked down at the line of scrimmage by number 94, Jonathan White.
Also Jonathan White. So a loss of a yard or 2. Now it's 3rd down and goal, and you're in a passing situation.
Yeah,
right?
now you got to throw it. So you're going to break the formation, and you're going to find both tight ends. They brought Malik back in and Bucky Hodges. Those are the 2 guys that you want to find. Here's Hodges right here in the slot, and here's Malik.
Third down and goal. Brewer is going to run for it, and he's not going to get it. Tackled at the 2. All right, it's early, but you're in the 4th quarter. What do you do here if you're Frank Beamer?
I think the way East Carolina is playing defense, I wouldn't mind them going for it right here. You don't know that you're going to be back down here in this situation 2 more times in the 4th quarter. I like this call by Frank Beamer, taking a shot.
Well, now, okay, you're in that situation where you could run it, but you're going to throw a fade here, maybe? You got Hodges wide.
Yeah, this is Hodges up here at the top. Nobody's out there yet with him, but now they're putting a corner out there who's undersized.
4th down. Brewer. Incomplete. Never was even looking for Hodges, and looked like the 2 receivers, Malik and Cam Phillips, collided. And no penalty, so it's ECU ball.
They try to run a pick route underneath. They're inside, trying to come under, and it just gets busted off. I think that's a mistake there. You got to throw the fade up top to Bucky Hodges, 6'6", on a corner who's 6 feet tall. Welcome back. Big missed opportunity on 4th down. They're trying to get the ball to Ryan Malik on a double move here. Looked like Michael Brewer threw the ball a little bit too soon. Malik gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and there's nobody there. But take a look at the top of your screen. That's Bucky Hodges one-on-one with a corner. Bucky Hodges was an opportunity for Michael Brewer there that I think he should have taken. Missed.
And so after a 7-minute drive, they come up with no points. Carden throws complete to Isaiah Jones, and he is out to about the 8-yard line to give Carden a little bit more room here.
You know, and I think you look at Malik, he's had a knee injury and an ankle injury on the same leg in this game. To try to depend on him to run a double move like that and beat a guy, that's asking a lot of a guy that's limping around on one leg when you had a guy that's 6'6" with 2 good legs.
2nd and 10. Now the Hokies bring pressure here. And it was 21-0 in the 1st quarter, East Carolina. Carden going to get hit. Ball is loose. Arm was going forward. It's incomplete, but boy, Carden took a shot.
Hit by Daddy Nicholas in the back.
Daddy Nicholas
3rd down.
hit him in the backfield. Chris Clark was coming to.
I think that's Clark that gets him, gets right under. That's a dangerous situation. Hit right on the elbow. They're starting to bring edge pressure. Bud Foster throwing caution to the wind throughout this game. Again, here on 3rd down and 10, no safety in the middle of the field. Who's going to make a play for East Carolina at the wide receiver position?
3rd down and 10. They're 1 of 8. 3rd and 8 plus. Play clock down to 5. Carden going to throw it up this time. Caught again. Cam Worthy, and they finally tackle him at the 48-yard line in Virginia Tech territory. They went to it for the first time in a long time, and it worked again.
Yeah, he's just matched up on the safety, Kyshon Jarrett. And I'm not quite sure why they haven't been doing that the whole game, but certainly a big 3rd down conversion for East Carolina.
Carden, and gets out of trouble and takes off for the sideline. You know, you wonder, everybody was talking about Virginia Tech. We were talking about them, saying it's the biggest upset maybe the early college football season. You wonder if, and hey, maybe Virginia Tech's back. You wonder if the players started to feel the same way. Even though they're used to playing East Carolina, they know how good they are. You wonder, did they spend too much time watching ESPN, listening to us?
Honestly, I don't think that Virginia Tech is taking East Carolina lightly this week. I just think East Carolina has come out more physical. They are faster. They have taken this game to Virginia Tech, even though Virginia Tech, I think, was ready to play this game.
2nd down and 6. And again, the ball thrown as the defender, Jarrett, arrives, and he's a little shaken up. Brown was the intended receiver. It's incomplete. 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6.
4-man rush. Carden being chased, throws it toward the sideline. Incomplete. All right, now it's 4th down and 6. You lead by 2 touchdowns. Do you risk trying a long field goal and missing it and giving Virginia Tech good position? So do you go for it, or do you punt it and try to pin them deep inside the 10? What would you do?
I'm going to punt the ball here. Get it inside the 10-yard. Your defense, if you're Ruffin McNeil, has played lights out in this game. Do not give Virginia Tech anything, any field position. Make them go 90, 95 yards if they're going to score a touchdown.
Well, Warren Harvey, their kicker, he does have a career long of 54 yards.
He's already missed one today and had one blocked last week. Punt the ball down there. You know, Frank Beamer would love for his special teams to rise up and make a play and get his team back in this game. They're all up there.
Here they come. And the kick over the head of Stroman, the return man, and it stayed out of the end zone. But East Carolina, despite 6 guys down there, all they had to do was just relax and down it, and they panicked, and the ball went into the end zone for a touchback. Wow.
Great opportunity. Well, as we said, to back them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're right.
That'll be on the Sports Center Not Top 10. Off play action. Looking downfield. Oh, off the chest of Ford. Hawkins may have gotten a piece of it, but Ford still had it hit him right at the 1. Incomplete.
This ball's thrown well. That's a drop. I think he had his head upfield. He knew that Hawkins, the safety, had come up, and there was nothing but running room if he would have caught that ball.
That's the deepest pass we've seen in a while.
So you see young receivers catch with their body instead of their hands.
Yeah.
Let it get to their body and drop.
2nd and 10. Another pass play. And long throw by Brewer. That was a great pass. Cam Phillips on the catch to the 40. He was still in his route, and the ball almost got to him. As soon as he turned, it was there.
Well, take a look. Watch the release point. He throws this ball, and you're right. The receiver is not out of his break. That's just great timing and knowing. That's a quarterback that doesn't have the big arm, but knows that for me to get the ball where it needs to go, I got to throw it a little bit early. I've been under duress. I've been taking shots. I'm going to get rid of that ball. It's a great throw and catch.
8th play and a must-score drive. They need a touchdown here. 7.5 to go. That clock ticking. About 3 minutes off the clock on this possession. Brewer looking. Everybody covered. Brewer still looking and throws to the sideline. Boy, there was a lot of contact. Overton, the linebacker, covering Hodges. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
This defensive line is getting tired. Big Terry Williams has made a ton of plays in this game. But in the 4th quarter, how much gas do you have left in the tank? He hasn't played in a full game this season yet. And the pass rush for East Carolina has dissipated.
Brewer on 2nd and 10. And that pass incomplete. Byrne being covered by a linebacker, Zeke Bigger. You're in 4-down territory here, you would think. So 3rd down and 10 coming up from the 27-yard line of East Carolina.
Problem that Virginia Tech has is they want to throw the ball to Bucky Hodges, but they're not getting any man-to-man coverage. It's all zone, and so there's no matchup for him to exploit.
Pressure coming. Brewer has time. This one is caught. 1st down to the 15-yard line. Another young player, true freshman Cam Phillips. They needed that 1st down.
Well, I don't understand why East Carolina came after him. They gave him an opportunity to just throw a simple slant route there, an under route against man-to-man coverage and get an easy conversion where Virginia Tech's been struggling to convert against zone looks. I'm not quite sure why East Carolina decided to blitz in 3rd and 10.
From the Pirate 15. Clock at 6:35 and counting. Brewer from behind was about to get hit. Instead, it's 4. They didn't drop that one. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Hokies within a score with plenty of time here in the 4th.
We talked about Josh Hawkins hanging around on all those out-breaking routes and getting that pass interference, and he was right for a double move. And finally, Virginia Tech and Isaiah Ford went to that double move on the slant and go, and it was an easy touchdown.
Extra point by Slide makes it 21-14 with 6.5 remaining. A 12-play, 80-yard drive. Ford wide open in the end zone. Footsteps being heard by Brewer. He took a lick, but he completed it. Touchdown. 12-play, 80-yard drive. And now Virginia Tech down just 7. Short kickoff taken by Allen at the 10-yard line. ECU is expecting a squib or an onside kick, and Allen wrapped up short of the 20-yard line.
Go back to the touchdown. Great call on the double move. There's a post and a corner. Great call by Scott Leffler, knowing that Josh Hawkins had been jumping all the routes on that drive. And Isaiah Ford, nice patience, looking back for the ball to set that play up. Now can their defense, on the last 9 drives, has been able to stop East Carolina? Can they get one more stop here and get the ball back to their offense and maybe tie this game up? There it is, 21 points in the first 4 drives. They scored 3 touchdowns, nothing since.
And East Carolina will run the football here. Scott tackled for a loss of about 1. If you're East Carolina, are you just going to keep running it 2nd and 3rd down, or you take a shot and throw the football and risk an incompletion, a clock stoppage?
Listen, you didn't come to Blacksburg to be conservative when the game's on the line. Throw the ball down the field and win the game. Win the game. I mean, the object right now is not to punt the football for East Carolina.
Let's see. They were conservative on 1st down. 2nd and 15. And running is the quarterback. And Shane Carden gets past the 15 to the 16, so about a yard. Timeout called. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
And I think, 3:17 left, right? This is, if they get a stop here, on this third down, I think this has been the right play for Virginia Tech. You're going to get the ball back with over 2 minutes left in the game.
So how do you handle this? Do you bring pressure? We've seen several times where they come after Harden, or are you assuming they're going to be conservative and run the football here and crowd the box?
Well, I gave Bud Foster a hard time for not going to some zone looks in the first half after getting gashed for 3 touchdowns and 4 possessions. But they have clamped down in the back end. So it's freed them up to bring pressure. They're going to do the same thing they always do, which is get after the quarterback. And oh, by the way, on the way to the quarterback, if they do decide to run the draw, you tackle that too.
You know, I think this is one of the reasons why people are on board with the committee starting their rankings in late October, because we need to pump the brakes a little bit on how teams do in some interconference games. I mean, I think we're realizing East Carolina's pretty good. Not sure how good Virginia Tech or Ohio State are. Third down and 14, and Carden running, and he's tackled by Shane Williams. Virginia Tech out of timeouts, so the punt will come with about 2.5 on the clock, and the Hokies will have time, but they won't have any timeouts.
That's exactly what we thought would happen there. They bring pressure, and you know, East Carolina just making sure they don't throw an incomplete pass, making sure the clock runs, go with a conservative quarterback draw, and Shane Williams is there to make the play.
You agree with the point about the fact it's good the committee's voting late October, so that maybe we get a chance to really see these teams before we determine what's an upset, and you know who our top 4 teams should be on September 12th.
Well, think of the chaos if they started earlier than that. I mean, I understand why we've had preseason polls and all those kinds of things, but no need to do that in September.
Great punt. Strowman backing up. Strowman across the 35. Strowman across the 45. Into East Carolina territory with 2:15 on the clock. Brewer, and dangerous throw as he tried to hit Phillips. And a linebacker, Overton, right there. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
And again, when you have corners that are driving on these underneath routes, they're set up for that double move. They scored on it with Isaiah Ford on the last series, 2 series ago. No reason why they can't come back to that in this series.
2nd down and 10. 4-man rush. And Brewer steps up, and the pass behind the fullback, Sam Rogers. 3rd down and 10. There's it. Boy, Terry Williams, Virginia Tech's hoping they never see this guy again. They had trouble blocking him last year, had trouble with him again today. Been out with a leg injury.
I guarantee you he didn't weigh 353 still after this game. He's been running around.
I'm not sure he weighed 353 before the game based on the eye test down on the field. East Carolina showing pressure. And just rush forward. Brewer steps up, and the pass is caught. 2 guys got a hold of it. Isaiah Ford with the reception. Dietrich Allen had his arms in there too, but on a simultaneous catch, it's the offense's football. Boy, it looked like the pass initially was going for Hodges.
Yes, I think it was.
And
simultaneous possession goes to the offense.
Then simultaneous catch. It's the offense's ball. It's a 1st down at the 30 of East Carolina.
Take a look. There's Hodges, number 7, right underneath it, and the ball is thrown behind Isaiah Ford. So I don't know who he's throwing that football to.
1st down and 5 at the 25. East Carolina brings pressure. Brewer going into the end zone and maybe just threw it away. Pass ended about 7 yards out of bounds.
I think Ruffin McNeil called that timeout because he wanted to give his defense a break, have him over to the sideline and dial up some pressure. He knew he needed to get some pressure on Michael Brewer. They brought a weak side blitz, and Michael Brewer forced to get rid of that football. Great adjustment by Ruffin McNeil. He needs 3 more just like it.
Falls and Overton were both in the backfield for East Carolina. 2nd and 5. Brewer to the sideline. Great catch by true freshman Cam Phillips. 1st down at the Pirate 18-yard line. Phillips really stepping up here in the 4th quarter. He possessed it. Inbounds. 1st down.
That ball was a dime. I mean, thrown with anticipation, accurately, right in the face mask. You almost have to catch that ball.
Plenty of time on the clock. No timeouts left. I don't know if that plays a role at all here when you're in the red zone. Brewer pumping. Now going to the end zone. Touchdown! Cam Phillips got away from the defender. And the Hokies within a point of tying it up.
Double moves. We talked about it. Double moves. East Carolina was jumping everything. Dietrich Allen, Josh Hawkins, they were all over the wide receivers. Great play call by Scott Leffler, the offensive coordinator. Great patience by Cam Phillips as a true freshman to sell that route, and an easy touchdown for the Hokies.
All of the touchdowns for the Hokies as the important extra point ties it at 21. All the touchdowns for the Hokies scored by true freshmen Phillips and Ford. And then a true freshman kicker just tied it.
Take a look. Here he is. He's going to come down and give a little stutter, and then he's going to go up the field. And Dietrich Allen, with his eyes on the quarterback, reads a drop, thinks he's going to break on it. Great job of not getting hit. After you have that double move, that's one thing you need as a receiver. You can't get jammed because then you can't catch the ball. Great job of avoiding the corner and getting in the end zone.
Would be the largest comeback if they were to win it in the Beamer era. They've come back from 20 down. Quite a long, almost 4-hour game in regular time, and we might have overtime. But East Carolina does have a minute 20. The Pirates do have one timeout left.
And they have an explosive offense. You know that.
Although he's 72 yards, though, in the second half after 370 in the first half.
Well, we talked about it right after half, and Luke's talked about it as well. The biggest danger for East Carolina was to come out in the second half and play not to lose. And they did that on offense. You give credit to Virginia Tech defensively. They played better. But Shane Carden put that car in the parking lot. He didn't continue to have his foot on the gas pedal, and it's a big reason why we're tied.
The kickoff goes out of bounds. Oh, for Virginia Tech, a huge mistake by the kickoff man, Joey Sly. We thought we might see the left-footed kicker, Michael Santamaria, today, but we haven't. We've seen Joey Sly kicking off.
The kicking team, the receiving team has elected to place the ball at the 35-yard line. First down.
ECU will have it at the 35-yard line. And Carden on first down. It's Worthy again inside the 40 to the 35. That'll stop the clock to reset the chains. A minute 12 left and one timeout. Plenty of time for East Carolina.
It's amazing. They go right back to what they were doing in the first quarter. Throwing the ball down the field, trusting your wide receivers in man-to-man coverage. Worthy beats the secondary for a big game.
From the 34, Virginia Tech, now penalty flags. The Hokies had some substitution issues again.
Substitution infraction on the defense. More than 11 men in the defensive formation.
They got 12 guys on the field.
Penalty. First down.
So that'll put the ball at the 29. So they're in field goal range. Warren Harvey has a 54-yarder in his career. His long this year is 40. His only miss prior to today was blocked. He did miss a 37-yarder, though, earlier in this ball game, wide to the right.
If you're Shane Carden, you cannot hold on to the ball. You know Bud Foster's going to come after you and try to move you back out of field goal range.
See if the Hokies bring pressure. Carden, it's caught. Loose inside the 15-yard line is Worthy. And Worthy to the 5 and down at the 1. Now, how do you handle this? You got a timeout. The clock will start when they reset the chains.
I'm going to give him one chance down. Give the ball, see if you can punch this in. I'm not going to rely on my kicker.
Quarterback sneak, and there's a penalty marker down. Looked like the penalty may have been thrown even before the snap.
Substitution infraction on the defense. After distance to the goal line. First down.
Another substitution foul on Virginia Tech. That's the third against the Hokies. So 26 seconds left. They have a timeout. So they can try to run it here. If they don't get in, call a timeout. Allen in the backfield. Carden. And he's going to score. Touchdown, East Carolina. What a response by the Pirates after the Hokies tied it and looked like we might have overtime. ECU back on top.
We knew how explosive this offense was. We saw it in the first quarter. They went stagnant for 3 quarters. And then when the game was on the line, the final drive on the road in a hostile environment in Blacksburg, they make the plays they need to make to win the football game.
Cam Worthy with 6 catches for 224 yards. And it's 28-21 East Carolina. 16 seconds left and no timeouts for Virginia Tech.
The first time they tried to go inside, this time to stack the inside. Great adjustment there by Shane Carden to just go around the outside to know that there's no defensive end out there. It's going to be an easy walk-in. And you think Shane Carden isn't excited? Probably got a new tattoo just for this game. I don't look at the rankings. I look at the teams. And I knew coming into this game, as a lot of people here in Virginia Tech knew, that East Carolina is a darn good football team. And they're going to win a lot of games this year. So I don't see this as a huge upset. You think about Coach Ruff, how good this is going to feel, how bad they felt last week, dropping that opportunity, how good this one's going to feel for him.
And they have North Carolina next week, a team they beat last year. One of the upmen takes it to the 36. So probably 2 plays. One play to the sideline because you have no timeouts, although you'll get a stoppage in the middle of the field to move the chains, and then a heave to the end zone.
Yeah, you can throw the ball in the middle of the field. You just want to get it to about the 45-yard line, get up and spike it, because right now where you stand, Michael Brewer doesn't have the arm to get it to the end zone. Either that or you have to do a little hook and lateral type play here.
Iowa State up next. East Carolina on top of Virginia Tech after the Hokies came back from 21 down to tie the game. Brewer. And over the middle. It's caught. And he's going to head out of bounds. Cam Phillips out of bounds at the 36. 4 seconds left. He's got the arm strength from here.
Yep, that was
to get to the goal line.
Perfect execution on that play for East Carolina. You'd love to see him defend the outside so that you don't let him get outside to stop the clock. But good awareness by Cam Phillips, who's made a ton of plays in this game as a true freshman.
4 seconds left. Barring a penalty on East Carolina, this should be the last play of regulation.
Now remember, you got Bucky Hodges, that's the guy I'd be targeting at 6'6" to go up for a jump ball in the end zone.
Brewer back to throw, pressure coming. Brewer steps up, lets it go into the end zone, but it's thrown way out of the end zone. The game is over. East Carolina wins it in Blacksburg. Shane Carden had as good a day as any quarterback has had yet in this young 2014 regular season, throwing for 427, 3 touchdowns, also a rushing score. East Carolina blew a 21-0 lead. Virginia Tech scored late to tie it, but the Pirates come right back in a short period of time on a Carden touchdown run. They win it 28-21. For Brian Greasy, Tom Luganbill, I'm Dave Pash. Out of Iowa City, Sean Spiels.